Hello and welcome to Witch Watch episode 9. Super excited to jump into this. I kind of remembered, like I already knew this, but I forgot, evidently, because I remembered that this season is a 2-core season of Witch Watch. 25 episodes of Witch Watch, which is exciting because I've really enjoyed this show. We're 9 episodes in. I've fully settled into I enjoy this show way more than I thought I would. I have to I have to say when I come to a new anime season and like a new season of a bunch of shows start to come out, right? I choose the ones that I'm most interested in for one reason or another, and I just try a bunch of stuff out, right? I just go like, okay, I'll try this show, I'll try this show, I'll try this show, and I'll do them. And generally the plan is like, if a show is not doing particularly well, or it's not vibing with me, or some reason or another, or a combination of both, then I will, just do a few episodes on the channel. It's not really working out. I stopped doing the show on my channel. I went into Witch Watch anticipating that would be the case. I wanted to watch like 1, 2, 3 episodes of Witch Watch, to sort of get a vibe for the show, to enjoy it. And I was kind of putting it up, just going like, and maybe, maybe the first episode will get a decent amount of views or something, and then the audience will probably drop off, and then I probably will have liked it, but it'll go onto a back burner of shows of like, hey, if it's a day and I'm really bored and I need to put a show on in the background while doing something, I'll do that, That's what I expected from the show. I was wrong. That I ended up really enjoying the show, and you guys seem to like the reactions of it as well, which is very nice when there is also an audience for it. Sometimes I'll do shows on this channel and there's no audience for it. Sometimes I'll continue doing it even if there's no audience for it, and other times I will stop doing it because it's a lot of work to put into something that doesn't have an audience. But this show, there are at least some of you that are coming every week and checking out these videos. So if you are, I really appreciate it. Please make sure to continue supporting these videos so that it's worth it to keep doing the show on this channel. But I really love it. I think it's a great show. I'm really attached to the characters. It's very funny. The adaptation is wonderful, and it's got one of my favorite OPs in ages. So it's got a great combination of everything. So, yeah, anyway, that was a bit of a digression to start the episode, to start the video, but let's jump into episode 9 of Witch Watch. Make sure to support the video, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos for both this channel and my Jent Watches One Piece channel. Let's jump into episode 9 of Witch Watch. Oh. Yeah, I mean, sounds like something the magic could fix. Oh, right. I forgot you have to give something. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, this might be serious. Oh. I wonder if there's a legit reason he got rid of it, like it would hurt her feelings. Okay, I thought he did it like out of anger, but it looks like, damn, man. It looks like he did it sadly. You have to find the right pieces? Yeah. No, they want to help you. Oh my god. I like that it's a Kara based thing, because Kara is a really funny character. Oh, cute. Yeah, honestly, if you're just hanging out, put on something in the background.
親は内緒にしてるけど、私は気づいてんの。
What is it?
お父さんと血がつながってないって。私、血のつながりとかどうでもいいのよ。私を育ててくれたのは
Exactly.
お父さんだから。
Oh, that's a cute picture.
お父さんの方は気にするだろうな。
Yeah, maybe.
これからもずっと。
This is a really interesting story.
マジでありがとう。私のために。
Aww. This is a really wholesome story so far. Nice.
やった。
手紙に書くことにするね。から。
あなたはお父さんの連れ子です。
Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh yeah. So your mom's not your real mom.
なんだって。
お父さんは男で一つであなたを育てていて、その後、私
Aww.
と出会いました。嘘、血がつながってなかったのは
お母さんの方だったのか。
カラ、
Aww.
お父さん。
その手紙どうして？
Magic.
嘘をついていることに罪悪感があったのは、おそらく血のつながらないお母さんの方
You
だ。
did it to protect your
手紙
wife.
はカラさんのものだ。あなた
Mm.
の気持ちを押し付けてはいけない。
亡くなった上に実の母でもないと知ったら、親子の関係が消えてしまうんじゃないかと。
Oh. Of course they
本
would.
当にそっカラはお母さんと似ていることを誇りに思っていた。
Oh.
血のつながりがあろうとなかろうと、私は変わらない。
カラはそういう子だ。私が間違ってた。
Yeah.
カラちゃん、お母さんの手紙最後まで読んであげて。
Uh-huh.
3歳になったばかりのあなたはお父さんに懐いていなくて困らせてばかり。でも
店長ですね。
どこが私の娘になってくれるんだって
That's so cute.
本当に夢のようでした。会えてよかった。あなたが娘になってくれて本当によかった。
Oh man.
ありがとう。
This is the first story of the episode?
あなたきっと大丈夫ね。私
Oh.
に似て大好きな娘へ愛を込めて。
I think the episode title had 3 titles in it. I have to watch 2 more after this? Oh.
あの雲、魚に見えない。
God damn, man.
なあ、ニコ。
今喋ると。魔法石の色が。
Oh, it
魔法
improved.
で
It,
人を幸せにして、魔女として
You're a better
成長できれば
witch.
白に近づくんだ。
もっと他にもいると思うのよ。困ってる人。
so you're like,
にもなるし。
are you starting a witch consultation? That makes sense. Oh, that picture.
早速相談したい言うやつ。
Oh.
私の名前は蓬莱純です。
June
はじめ
Horai.
まして。
初めまして。
That's so funny. They're all commenting on his character design.
暮らしてた。
私は埼玉県の出身です。音楽を聴いています。私はコーヒーより紅茶が好きです。
Okay.
私チーンで楽しい
Is
時を過ごす。
kind of a
ニ
bland.
ューホライズンだ。英語の教科書の日本語訳っぽいよね。
はい。
Are you like a character in a textbook or
私
whatever?
の父は私は家の中に英語の教科書をたくさん持ちます。私は子供時代からそれらをたくさん読みました。私はこうなりました。
You just read them so
まあ
much.
いい。
恋の悩みです。
喋り方じゃねえのかよ。
はい。私はこの喋り方で苦労しています。
恋の悩みの方が重要ってことね。
So he just talks in a very simple,
なら今すぐこけたらええやんけ。
basically the way they talk in textbooks.
恥ずかしくて話しかけられないです。
ほななんか話す
彼女が落としたペンを拾いました。
だけおるやないか。
ニコ、魔法で創作できるか。
私にはそれができません。
つられる。
彼女の
なら話は早い。声をかければいいだけだ。
はい、私もそう考えます。
It is strange hearing him talk like my Duolingo.
ここに映画のチケットが2枚あります。
おお、いきなり
Really shows how stiff that sort of talking
大
is.
丈夫かいな。
できるけど、それは断るよ。
Mm.
何も恥ずかしくないよ。
It's the way you are.
自分の言葉で。
Yeah. The sound he made when he smiled. Who?
もちろんです。あ、彼女が来ました。
よし、あとは2人だけにしよう。でもそれでいい。ニコの言う通り、自分を分かってもらうことが
Yeah.
魔法で助けない方がいいこともある。
Is she also a simple design?
はじめまして。これはあなたのペンですか？
It's
こ
great.
のフレーズ日常で使うとこ初めて見た。
はい、それは私の
Yep,
ペン
I
です。
thought this might be the twist.
あなたの住んでいる町はどこですか？
はい、私はサイ
It's really just like learning Japanese.
私は昨日西野市でテニスをしていました。クラブか。
それは私の弟で
This
す。
is such a specific joke.
これならデートも誘えるんじゃないか。やったね。会話が終わったようだ。
And the
こっち来た。
very weird way they
彼女を
walk.
紹介あるかなと思っていたら速攻 OK でした。
気持ちが高ぶってホライズン感も薄れてる。でもみんな
Aww.
本当にありがとう。あな
I'm
た
happy
た
for
ちは
them.
新しい友達です。これはお礼です。
Oh.
週末テニスをします。
見たかった映画だ。
興味ないわ。
俺それもう見たよ。
Okay.
じゃあ
Just the two of you
一緒に行くか。
on a little date. Just say yes.
はい、私は映画を見に行きます。
Is that her picking out her clothes for the date?
あいつは表情が読まれへんから判断しづらいねんな。
それなのよ。恋愛感覚が少量で感情がないってどうしたらいいのかわからないのよ。
He's pretty straightforward. He'd probably just tell you what he's
でも
feeling.
おとぎくん、
せや、お笑い見とるときはめっちゃ笑うわ。
明日は観察に徹したらいいんじゃないかな。
せや、自分
I like that they're like helping her with love. That's
す
cute.
ることを優先せ。
恋って大変なのね。
相手が悪かっただけや。
Yeah.
いや、でかいトランプで遊んでました。
でっかいトランプ。
いや、ごめん。
別に誘われても断ったと思うが。
Is that
それをそれ
true?
として一声かけても
Aww. Now he's feeling
こういう
dejected.
寝るときとかわかりやすいね。
Yeah.
よし、この魔法なのよ。
Oh, is it a spell to make him more
わかり
expressive?
やすくする魔法をかけたい。
そう言ってもこういうのを勝手に使うのよくない。
Aw, good job.
効果をもらおうと。
That's something they don't do in other magic shows.
それで人間関係を円滑に進められるならこちらからお願いしたい。
Aww.
怒ってる。お願いしてる。わからない。じゃあ行くよ。エモスプレッション
Emote expression.
かけてみたよ。
Oh, this is from the OP.
どうだ、これで感情がわかるのか。どうやって
In the OP, he's like spinning around his little
すっごい不
thing.
思議そうな。萌ちゃんが見たかった映画なんでしょ。
まあな。
He's so excited.
お待たせ。
Oh yeah, she was choosing out her clothing.
なんで
Let me see the mini moy.
言って言ったでしょ。どう？
Aw, that's so cute.
浴衣は元来パジャマやバスローブの役割を果たして
Let me see mini moy.
通常ではすっごい褒めてくれてる。
笑いあり涙あり驚きありのインドア系 SF ファンタジー風サスペンス人情ラブコメディー
Damn,
スカルスキー監督最
looks crazy.
やりたい放題
Yali
大すぎるのよ。
tight. Okay.
始まった。でもミニモイちゃんはハラハラしてる。
the English there.
下も笑ってる。映画よりモイちゃん見てる方が面白いんだけど。
Oh, this is so cute. This is such a cute date.
あそこは CG に見えて実は使ってない。これは前作同様に監督
Yeah,
のこだわり
that's just the
笑う
same.
時を言うときは上下で同じ顔なの最高なんだよね。ドジョが見れて楽しかったよ。映画はアマプラに来たら見直せ。
Classic. Him saving someone.
お兄ちゃん。
And does he look very
そう
proud?
なのよ。ない。いつも人のために行動して、
Mm-hmm.
人が顔に出ないだけで、
Oh,
心の中は
this is a really cute
人だ
storyline.
よ。綺麗だね。ニコ花火久しぶりだよ。
Oh my god, is there gonna be any love, implications?
魔法で俺は今どんな表情してる？
めっちゃ
Aw.
にんまりしてる。
ごめんな。俺は感情を伝えるのが苦手だ。
Aw, that's nice.
これも修行の影響なんだろう。 戦いの場では表情を読まれることはデメリットになる。
Yeah, that makes sense.
元のせ
分かってるよ。もう魔法は解除するね。
Bye, Mini Moy.
ニコもそういう人になりたいと思ってるの。
今日は楽しかったな。あ、
You saw that he had
ニコが
fun.
来てからはこれでも表情が出るようになった方が。
Yeah, he kind of
俺
has.
はなのに近頃は毎日うるさくてかなわん。
And he's liking it.
そういう生活が結構悪くなって
Yeah.
毎日楽しい。
This is adorable, man.
お、くんちゃんとケイゴくんも来てるね。
Cute.
たこ焼きと今川焼きどっちが食べたい？
イカ焼き。
Oh my god, man. Oh, man. I love that. I'm genuinely kind of blown away by that episode. Like, that was 3 stories, all of which were really top tier. I mean, I guess the middle one was just like funny. But like it was short enough that it made it like it didn't overstay its welcome in the slightest. All 3 of them were so good. Wow. I mean, that was a lot. I loved that episode. I really did. One of my favorite episodes of the show so far. But that's hard to say, honestly, because there's been so many episodes of the show that I've thought were genuinely awesome. But yeah, I mean, this was great. There's stuff I want to talk about. But I feel like I've said in the past few weeks that the beautiful thing about this show is it's really funny, and then also it has so much heart. It has genuine heart. And I think this episode displayed that perfectly. I mean, the middle of the episode, the new friends storyline, like that is just that's like a regular classic funny gag, right? You know, the idea is this character that has a stupid character design, and he looks like a character from like a textbook, and he speaks in a very stilted way that is reminiscent of like language learning textbooks, right? And so like that is you know, like that's a pretty funny bit on its own. If that was the whole show, this show would still be good. You know, like it would still be funny. I would still enjoy it. But it would also probably be the kind of show that, as I said at the start of this video, I would do a few episodes of on this channel. I'd laugh at it. I'd enjoy it. Then I would probably move on to another show. And I would save this show for at some point when I need something comfortable to put on in the background, like something funny to put on in the background. I'd be happy to put that on in the background. But this show takes you know, a huge step forward in that it just is genuinely incredible other than already funny gags. So like the character work in the first part with the Kara storyline is great. It's a great, very simple story. I mean, it was like, how long is that Kara storyline? It really wasn't that long. It is like 9-ish minutes. Almost 10 minutes, right? It's almost 10 minutes, but then, you know, cut out 1.5 minutes for the OP. So like 8 minutes or so. So like they basically told a full story in that like 8 minutes that got me crying and like was extremely emotional and beautiful. And it was like a great insight into Kara's character. I think it was really brilliantly done. I loved like how sort of simple it was. They didn't drag anything out. I mean, that's genuinely something that is really working nicely for the series, is it knows how much of everything to do. That is a really difficult thing, I feel like, for a series like this to pull off, is to know when to stop. I mean, you might have heard like the idea of, you know, that like the best artists are the ones that know when to stop painting. Like sometimes you'll already have a great painting, but the truly incredible artists will stop when they reach that point, while the worst artists will try to continue to add to it and kind of mess with like the simplicity, the perfection of what they've going on. And so they keep trying to add details and it takes away from the whole thing. That is very common in series like this, especially like, you know, comedy series, stuff like that. I feel like it's very easy for, okay, here's this character's gimmick. Let's beat you over the head with that gimmick. Here's this character's thing. Like, you know, it happens all the time. And I don't think shows that do like lean heavily on the same jokes for certain things, I don't think they're bad. Because I think that's a different style of humor and that works nicely. And there's a charm to that as well. I mean, I truly do love, you know, series like One Piece is a good example, right? One Piece has like many jokes that will be the same throughout the entire show. Like, you know, Brook asking if he can see people's panties, Zoro getting lost, Luffy, you know, falling asleep or eating a whole lot, or like, you know, there's, I mean, thousands of, like, Usopp say, like, being too scared to do something and say, like, I've got blah 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 itis, I forgot I can't go on this island itis, you know. Like, it's just constantly, there are so many jokes in One Piece that, like, they will repeat them over and over and over again. And like, and I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad writing. I wouldn't dare say it's bad writing, because One Piece to me is an incredibly written show. And I adore it. I'm, you know, almost 900 episodes into the show at this point, and I don't think I've gotten sick of the jokes necessarily, because I think there's something comforting about having reoccurring jokes like that. However, I do think it can be really impressive when you have a series based around comedy and you don't fall back on that as much, you know? I have no doubt this series is going to have reoccurring jokes and bits and things that come back. But it's really about, like, this is early in the show. I'm shocked that they're not, or that they're not, oh my gosh, I'm shocked that they're not leaning back onto their own crutches already. Because I think that would be so easy to do. I think, you know, some gag series that I've seen, like, I stopped watching them because I tend to be like, you know what, I know what the gags are now. I think I'm happy to stop watching, you know? Like, I did that with Urusei Yatsura, right? I did reactions to Urusei Yatsura, not on my YouTube channel, but on my Patreon account, I believe. I don't remember how many I did. I can probably check right now. Urusei Yatsura, I did 14 reactions to Urusei Yatsura, right? So I did 14... I did 16 episodes total, okay? So I did 16 episodes of Urusei Yatsura. And like, it was really just like, and I'm talking about the remake here, the newer version. And so, you know, essentially I started that show. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. I thought there was some decent characters in it. And basically I got to that about 16 episodes in, and I think at that point I was like, I wasn't like, this is a bad show. I was still enjoying it, but at the same time, I just had no need to continue with it. I was pretty happy with where I was at. I was like, that was fun. It's fun to see a lot of these characters, but it is a lot of the same jokes. Like, it's a lot of, you know, these gimmicks, and it doesn't feel like there's progression in any of the relationships or anything. Like, it's all about resetting to status quo by the end of an episode, and like, it feels like, you know, you could take these, like, you could watch episode 15 or you could watch episode 50 and it would be about the same thing, you know? Like, there might be characters you don't recognize in episode 50, but it's gonna be pretty much the same storylines, the same things going on. And so, like, once I started to, like, fully, you know, get on board with that, I was like, yeah, I think I'm good with this show. Witch Watch, I can't see that happening anytime soon. I feel like it has done a very good, very effective job at progressing things, or at the very least, even if it's not progressing things, it does a good job at making me feel like they're progressing, you know? And I think that is a really, really difficult thing to do. So I love that. I love that Kara storyline. I think it was so beautiful. And I mean, just the simple, you know, it's such a simple thing of just like, oh, you know, I know that my parent isn't my real parent, but I still love them like a parent. And like, that's really nice. I like that they did the thing where she confirms pretty early on, like, I think my dad's not my blood dad, but he's still my dad. And I love him. And then like finds out, no, it's actually your mum. And that's why he like shredded it really quickly. But something that I find really, really touching is like something that stuck with him. He said that like she was always so proud that she looks like her mum, and he didn't want to take that away from her. Like that, to me, that is one of the sweetest things that happened in the episode. Just like every time that, you know, she was really proud of how much she looked like her mum, it was like, you know, to him that was really heartwarming, and he saw that there was like an extra connection there, and he just didn't want to hurt that at all. Even though, as she said, it's like, she's like, I don't give a shit about that, you know, like I just, Moy was right as well, where he was like, you can't, it's her letter, you can't push your feelings onto it, you know, you can't choose whether or not she gets to read it. So he was right about that. But, and so like the father shouldn't have shredded the letter, but I think it's really sweet the reasons that he did. And yeah, that, I mean, that just, like that one line of like, she was really proud of how much she looked like her mother, just, that made me want to cry. I think I did a little bit. So yeah, that was amazing. The language, as I said, the language learning storyline in the middle, very funny. I do Duolingo Japanese. I've done it for, want to find out how many days I've done it for? Let's see. My current streak on Duolingo is 1,962. What's 1,962 divided by 365? Okay, so I've done it for about 5 1/3 years, right? Now, don't ask me to speak Japanese. Like, I obviously it's Duolingo. It's not gonna make me fluent in Japanese. But I've always kind of enjoyed doing little bits of Duolingo and just learning little bits here and there. But yeah, that is like very much what like language learning is like. It's very, you know, very proper, like perfect grammar ways of speaking, but because of that, it's very stilted and doesn't actually apply to how people actually speak Japanese. And it's the same, I imagine, with learning basically any language, where you can learn how you're supposed to do it, and then you go out on the street and it's like, well, why isn't anyone talking correctly then? Because we, like, native speakers find their own natural ways to speak, and it doesn't sound anything like how proper that proper language is supposed to be spoken. So yeah, like even, you know, if you met someone and they're like, hello my friends, how do you do? My name is Jent. You would be like, the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with you? You know, like if they were speaking perfect English, you would think they're kind of strange. But if they're just like, hey, what's up? I'm Jent. Like, you're just like, oh, that's a normal person. So yeah, like it was a funny bit once I like realized what they were doing with the thing. It's very funny. I saw the twist coming of like the girl being also speaking in that exactly the same way. But I like the whole thing of like they had that one conversation and then he walked over to them and went, hi, this is my girlfriend. You know, it was just very funny. So yeah, that was good. And then I loved that final storyline. It's so nice. Firstly, I love that the other two guys are helping Nico with love-related stuff. I just think that's adorable. I think it's really nice to have these characters just constantly be wingmanning her. But then also, I like some of the simple things, like I keep harping on this, and if you watch my discussions, which, by the way, if you watch my discussions, thank you. I really appreciate that. Because I know not everyone sticks around to discussions. But if you do watch my discussions, you might be sick of me saying this by now. You might be sick of me comparing this to the 1,000 other, you know, secret magic shows out there, you know. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Wizards of Waverly Place, Bewitched. Was Bewitched like that? I can't quite remember. But there's a ton of like, Fairly Odd Parents. Just like, you got a secret magic thing, you got to keep it secret from everyone. But something that they don't often do is walk up to the person they're about to use magic on and say, I would like to use this magic on you, and I know it's bad to use magic on someone without their permission, so may I please use it on you. That, to me, that like made this show jump echelons above so many other shows, because it is the writer, like, it's kind of the writer debilitating himself a little bit. Like, it makes it more difficult. It's so much easier to write, oh, she secretly does this to the person, and like now she has to like hide that she knows about it or whatever. Like, it's easy to write that sort of storyline, but to write it in a way that the other character knows it's happening is way better. It's like, because one, it makes Nico better. It just makes her a better character because she's nicer. Like, they get to keep up the sweet appearance of her and the sweet character that she has. And it just feels better, I feel like, because if you have a character like Nico, who she's so sweet and so nice, but then you have her using magic on people like without their permission willy-nilly, then you start to damage that a little bit, because you're like, well, Nico, like, he didn't want you to do that. You're kind of violating his privacy there. And also, it always tends to make the magic user look dumber. And I mean, a lot of the time in these sorts of shows, they kind of make that character dumb-ish anyway, like Wizards of Waverly Place is an example. Yeah, the reason I reference that show specifically so much is because I was a teen when that show was coming out. I was sort of in the target audience, so I like in my formative years when I was understanding how media works, I was watching that show. So but in that show, I believe Alex is the name of the main character, played by Selena Gomez. She's dumb. Like, she's a dumb character. She's supposed to be, lazy and like messes things up all the time and stuff, right? And then you have like Justin, I believe, who is her brother, who's like really smart. He's like a prodigy, or like a really, a well-studied magic user. And so like, he's the one who can like fix the problems and help out with that sort of stuff. But every time Alex used magic and it went wrong, it's like, well, we're just like, oh, she's an idiot, so it happens. But it's like, it like, they purposefully make her like that, because if they tried to make her a character like Nico, where she's really like nice and sweet and good at magic, but then she's constantly fucking up every episode, we look at that and we go, well, she's actually an idiot and she shouldn't have magic. And that's not the feeling we're supposed to have. So I like that the writer does a simple scene of her just going like, can I please use this on you? Or, no, you don't want it, huh? Okay, never mind. And then he's like, no, do it. Fucking do it. I want this. Like, I love that. I love it so much. And it's just so sweet to see that storyline, and it's a good way early-ish in the series. It's kind of good to show that, so we get to learn more about Moy and we see how expressive he really is inside. And I kind of relate to it as well, because I mean, I do this reaction channel, right? The point of these reaction videos is I'm supposed to be expressive. I'm supposed to express how I feel. And I think I tend to do that pretty well. You tend to be able to figure out how I'm feeling from my facial expressions, from what I'm saying, from what I'm feeling. But like, that kind of comes with practice. I kind of practiced to express myself. Excuse me. And I feel like early in the channel, I was worse at it. But I've also, I've done acting classes and stuff for most of my life. I've always been kind of cognizant of people looking at me and then trying to express when people are looking at me. All I really did for this channel was like, okay, I'm not going to express what a fictional character feels though. I have to just express what I'm actually feeling in here, in my heart. But I do relate to it because I do have trouble expressing, not in these videos. In these videos, I find it quite natural because even though there's a camera on me, I feel comfortable because I'm alone. I'm more comfortable in front of a camera even if there was going to be millions of people watching. Like I've done videos in the past where there have literally been millions of viewers, not on this channel but on other channels. That doesn't scare me really, you know, like that doesn't make me nervous. But if I'm like in a room with 2 other people, I might get nervous. I might get anxiety. And with differing levels of people, sometimes it's, you know, I have differing levels of emotions. I feel like when I'm with my family, for some reason, I struggle to emote a little bit. And I don't know why it is, but I do. I struggle a bit to emote. I don't like it. And so, like, and I try to improve it as I live my life. Every day I try to get a little bit better at that. But it's just something that I kind of got used to doing. And as I grew up, I guess I kind of like repressed a lot of those emotions like outwardly, you know? So I relate to him when he says like, I'm sorry that I don't always express my emotions, because sometimes it feels like that. Sometimes it's like, I know in here that I'm happy right now. And also I do want you to know I'm happy, but I don't know how to make that connection. You know, I can't get my face to do it. I can't get my body to react like that. I can't even get myself to tell you it. It's tough. It's a tough thing. And so I really like that he liked the spell, because it like let her see what he really feels. He wasn't embarrassed about his emotions. He just like subconsciously closes him off. I think that's a beautiful touch for the character. Like, just really good character writing all around. I love this series. Anyway, that's Witch Watch, episode 9. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.